The Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1, at David G. Evans, the number 1. We're so glad you've chosen to join us once again. Smart device at David G. If you would please do us a favor and like and subscribe and share as much as possible with all those that are in your particular feed. Give them a chance to join this talk show that has Christian-based, kingdom-based, but dealing with all of the major events surrounding us regionally, locally, nationally, internationally. We're able to do that because our callers call from around the country, of course, and sometimes from around the world, to give us perspective on what's going on the ground where they are, and not relying totally on broadcast news or the internet. Sometimes those reports can be flavored depending on people's positions, both with faith or ethnically or whatever. So we try to get those opinions in from those people around the world, and we have some great intelligent callers who communicate with us with integrity. They don't bring their slant, and we do disagree from time to time on Point, but we disagree agreeably. So we'd love for you to give us a call today, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. As always, joining us is our co-host, Reverend Nicholas Smith. Hey, man, how you doing?
Good morning.
Doing all right?
Yes, sir.
A lot going on as usual.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to talk about this Santos thing, but I think the larger element for me, the larger concern for me, is that his behavior was acceptable to some people for some reason. Mostly, I would think power and votes and that kind of thing, and that is a very revealing sign about who qualifies to be in those, I think, highly critical position. I watch people like Ms. Boebert and Mr. Santos, and I've watched the Republican Party, which I thought was very conservative at one time, just kind of grab hold to what appears to be fringe opinions and fringe mindsets. And then I realized why that really is, because a political operative friend of mine told me a long time ago, the top three concerns of every politician is get elected, get elected, get elected. So that means a lot of issues that would not qualify us in other ways qualify them. And I heard Santos go to the God thing yesterday, which kind of surprised me. Whatever God says, it's going to be good. And I was surprised because I've never heard him utter anything. Not that I'm around him that much, but I see him on the news, and he's been on a lot, and I've never heard him mention anything about faith. But then he immediately threatened everybody after he said, let God be God.
Yeah. To me, it's typical political.
Okay.
I'll throw God in when it's necessary.
Okay.
I'll throw faith in when it's necessary.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're right. It's like, we'll use you as long as we can, and then when you go too far, we'll discard you.
Yeah.
Power play. I mean, to me, they used to have some sense of decorum.
Right.
When they hustled us, it was more private.
Yeah.
It
was
innuendo.
It was
smoother.
Yeah, it was smoother.
Now it's more
in your face.
In your face.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about the national thing.
No.
My state is going to vote me in, so I
Yeah.
can do whatever I want to.
Absolutely.
Because they think just like I do.
But here's the thing that blows my mind. The platform is national.
Yeah.
So they're saying things that influence not just their voters, but catch up with the fringe or whatever mindset there is in other states. And sometimes I don't recognize the conscious America that I used to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard something yesterday about Ronald Reagan I didn't know, that it wasn't that I'm surmising, it wasn't that he was so much in favor of women. Is that he started standing, quote unquote, for women because he thought it would help him in the voting.
Oh yeah.
You know, but Nancy didn't know that?
The dilemma is some of the women go along with this
Okay.
because,
Okay.
again, like you said, the power, the money.
Okay.
And some of them actually believe it too.
Well, you taught me that years ago.
You grew up in that oppressed system.
Yeah.
You feel like as a woman, my place should just be a homemaker, a mother, and that's it.
And I'm not sure they look at it as being oppressed.
No, they look at it as the way it's supposed to be.
So they actually have a form of Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they do it from a child,
Yes.
and they groom them up. Some get away, some stay in
So are
it.
those the handmaids?
Basically, yeah, somewhat, yeah.
You know, I got to start watching that again. I started watching it,
Oh, so good.
and it broke off for me, and you know, it was hard for me to get back into it.
Oh,
But
so
but it's the imagery is incredible.
Absolutely. And the women in power participated in it because they weren't in that same position.
Sure.
They knew they were oppressed.
Yes, yes.
But at least we weren't oppressed it's like
them, yeah.
for black people,
Yeah.
the field slave versus the house slave.
Right, yeah.
Not all house slaves are like that, but
No,
we get the imagery.
I
of
got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So since Santos got expelled, I guess they had to balance it out and mess with Rashida Tlaib.
Well, her censorship was, I think that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But my thing is like this. She spoke up. She's Palestinian.
Okay.
So she's going to speak up for
Absol-
Palestinians.
Absolutely.
To me, it makes sense. Why censor her? Because
I don't think that people who are of other ethnicities get censored because they speak up for their ethnicity. This is particularly egregious.
she's speaking about the war and what's going on. And if I was Palestinian
Yeah.
and me seeing other Palestinians die, I would feel some type of way too.
Absolutely.
First, as a human being, I feel that way. So
So what is this harmful ingredient in soda? What is it?
let me find it again.
What?
But you know what's funny? What Americans allow us to eat and drink,
Oh yeah.
stuff that is used to clean pipes and all that stuff like that are involved in these sodas things that's
Sure.
causing all this cancer and even just food in general.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What's the thing?
You know, I've been saying for a long time, there's only a couple things that are common throughout the world:
There it is.
air, food,
Yep.
water,
Yes.
soil.
Mhm.
You can't get around it.
Yep. It's called brominated vegetable oil.
Okay, what is that doing
And
to people?
It's let's get this thing going. Well, what I've learned about vegetable oils,
Okay,
my cardiologist told me, he said, stay away from canola oil.
right?
And most people say, well, why? I asked the question, what is a canola?
Okay,
And there is no canola.
they made it up.
It's like this seed oil they do, and they process it, filter it. Like all those vegetable oils they say is good for your heart really aren't good for your heart. Some of the stuff in like vegetable oils and canola oil are used to clean pipes.
Okay,
They just process it
Yeah.
to make it palatable for human beings.
yeah.
So, it's the stuff that they ban in Europe. They allow us.
We accept here.
We allow us over
Yeah,
here because
yeah.
it's cheaper and it's easier to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So all those highly processed oils are actually bad for your heart, but they put it as
But
heart
they
healthy.
advertise it as heart healthy, though.
Yes, and people think because it's vegetable, it's okay. It's really not okay at all.
No.
That's why I think we have a lot of cancers,
Well, that's
heart
one
attacks.
One of the reasons.
One of the reasons, yeah.
Yeah.
Heart attacks and
Yeah.
those things like
Yeah.
that. Where's it at? It was anyway.
So olive oil, of course, is still good.
Yeah, certain types. If the cold press, usually those
Yeah.
more organic types
Yeah.
are good for you.
Yeah, the virgin olive oils
Yeah.
and those type of things.
Not
Okay.
in plastics, but in glass.
Yeah,
and,
glass. Yeah.
You know, even using back in the day, people cook with butter, just straight natural stuff, and we didn't. People got sick then, but you didn't notice all this uptick of
There's a pandemic of cancers going on. Right?
yes,
And I wonder, and I'm not a conspiratorialist, but I wonder if somewhere in there, because it feeds that $600 billion cancer industry. I'm wondering if there's a connection between allowing certain things that cause it and the money that's going to be made. And we're right back to people being much less important than money.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Because this stuff in soda is saying that it, over time, of course, it's not like a one-time thing. It's slow poisoning.
Yeah.
It messes up your nervous system. It damages it. Headaches, skin and mucous membrane irritation, fatigue, loss of muscle, coordination of memory. Japan, Europe bans all this stuff. We talked about it before.
Yep.
People that, I always wonder why when we went to Jamaica or whatever, I ate the same things and lost weight.
Yep.
Because the food over there doesn't have all the same processed
Doesn't have all
stuff.
the same stuff in it.
People from Europe come over here, eat the same thing, gain weight.
Anytime I leave the country and walk on the beach twice a day, I'm eating like crazy. But I come back 10 pounds lighter.
Yes. Because of the food we're eating.
Unbelievable.
So the United States has said it's okay to basically slowly poison its people over time.
Well, you know, we've talked about this many times. Whenever I see a new drug advertised, I find myself not listening to what it's good for.
Yeah.
I wait for what it'll do to you. And I have the same response every time is, well, why would you use that?
Right.
You know, suicide ideations and you know, possible membrane cancers. And
Right.
I mean, come on, why would you use it?
Right. Your blood pressure down, but you want to just, well, yeah, the last, 30 seconds of a commercial is all the
disclaimers, man. This is what it might do to you.
Yeah.
And then the doctors will say, well, you know, it's only a small percentage, but that's significant to the smallest percentage.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know, tell me only 2 out of 10 get killed by walking across the street blindfolded. Well, the 2 out of 10,
Yep. Yeah.
they die.
And I'm scared of doctors now that the first thing they want to do is put you on a pill.
Yeah, they
don't
don't listen to you much.
Yeah, they don't think through anything. Here's the first thing I want you to do is take this.
Because, like, for instance, there's a 5-day or 7-day antibiotic, and I had to have a firm discussion with my physician, one of my physicians, because I asked him, why do you keep subscribing this thing and you know it doesn't work? Well, it works on some people, but I've been telling you for years it doesn't work.
Right.
For me, nobody that I know. You know, it's one of those things where you take it for the 5 or 7 days, you really start feeling better.
Yeah.
And then the thing comes back with a vengeance. You know, because it arrests, it does not eliminate.
Yeah.
And they keep pushing it, so I'm wondering what kind of incentive they get.
Yeah. Well, they do. I think that's the what they got with the whole prescription drug thing. You know, all these people getting high off of Adderall, you know, Vicodin and all that stuff. They're paid to push these products.
Unbelievable.
And they're willing to get people addicted just to make some money.
Now, let me ask you a question. I've never heard of this. Perhaps I forgot it in my time. When did newborn babies start getting syphilis?
It's been small cases over the years, but more and more, as the mother has syphilis, it passes to, to the child.
And sometimes percentages are a little deceptive. It rose by 32%, which give you a sense that it rose by a third, but we don't know what it rose from a third from.
I think it's still not like a huge, like 50,000 number.
Okay.
But it was significant enough for them to say, look, y'all, you got to be careful with your exploits. Because these things do pass to your children.
Why wouldn't you be careful if you're pregnant?
Yeah, and from some people, from what I read,
And doctors obviously aren't testing for it.
no,
Okay.
yeah, some people they've had it and didn't know it, or they had it and knew it,
Okay.
got pregnant, and
Okay.
it's
Unbelievable.
I know.
So let's get back to 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Now, I was shocked this week that all these sounds passed away.
Yeah,
First Lady Rosalind Carter, Bishop Carlton Pearson, Henry Kissinger, Sandra Day O'Connor. I was amazed to find out that when she graduated at the top of her class, top percentage of her class, she goes on an interview. And this guy who's doing the hiring for the firm says, I'd be glad to hire you as a secretary. Ironically, when she goes to be interviewed to be on the Supreme Court, this same guy is in the Department of Justice.
Really?
Yes. And he has to interview the same woman that he told, I can make you secretary. Top percentage of her class. Now has to have a conversation with her about becoming a Supreme Court justice. Her tenacity cannot be overlooked.
Yep. Yeah.
She literally came out of college with a degree from a highly regarded university, with the law degree, in the top 10% of her class. And they told her, I'd be glad to hire you as a secretary.
Women had to break through a lot.
Yeah.
Career-wise.
Yeah.
And it's always got to be one
Yeah.
to come through.
And it's amazing that, imagine the number of ladies that took that offer because they didn't feel like there was another avenue to take. But she had enough, she lived on a ranch with her parents.
Yeah.
She walked out of the office and kept pushing.
Yeah.
That's offensive.
That is. Sometimes I wonder church-wise, and I know you thought about it too,
Yeah.
how many women, gifted women,
Yeah.
could preach their behinds off, but were stifled
Because of that
in churches because of,
that glass ceiling.
yeah, it just,
And you remember when we started to, I can't remember how many years ago it was. I think we were at the old church when we raised up our first female. And I still remember the calls I got from people I did not know. And one of them, I actually recognized the voice now. It took years for me to connect it.
yeah,
But one preacher from Philadelphia called me and told me I was going to hell.
yeah, because you got women, yeah,
Because we raised up some women who were obviously gifted. You could not deny it.
yeah,
But I think there still is an element in the church that has an issue with this. And like in most cases, from slavery to whatever, people find support texts for things they want to
yeah,
which is really saying God sees, because I heard a guy say yesterday that women shouldn't usurp authority over men. And I think that has been blown completely out of the context. Because you've got instances of God putting females in positions where they were obviously, managing males in the ministry. I mean, an entire nation. So, we have women that Paul assigned. Do as she tells you is a pretty direct, pretty straightforward directive.
it's taking those verses out of context.
Yep.
Because first off, in Timothy, Paul's talking about a husband and a wife. He ain't talking about just men and women.
Yeah, no.
It's just,
But they hung on
Yeah.
to it because it made sense.
yeah,
Women keep silence in the church. I would hate to see if women weren't allowed to talk in the church.
oh yeah, yeah. I was looking at some videos from Bishop Barbara Amos
Okay.
back in the day. And go on YouTube, listen to some of her preaching.
Yeah, yeah.
That girl, that woman.
She was good.
Oh, she was.
She's good, man.
And somebody that was a member of her church at the time
Okay.
was in the comments talking about how much commotion she caused where she was as her church was blowing up in Virginia. How many men in the area were so mad at her because God was using her. Church was growing. And they couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't
Right.
stop her. They couldn't stop what God was doing.
We understand that.
But it just amazed me how those who can't do what somebody does,
Yep.
the only thing they can do is envy it, try to stop it.
Yeah. Well, envy, is a desire for that person to fail. So I remember the first time Barbara came to preach for us. And it was Power of God. And those of you that don't know, Power of God is a convocation that we have held for 20 some odd years. It is considered by our contemporaries the #1 in-house church convocation of its kind in the nation. And it's had that reputation for quite a while. So we were at our old church, and we had a power outage the night that Barbara came. And she came, and I can say this because we were friends after that. She came very defensive, and she came, and I felt it.
Yeah.
And when she got in the office, because of the power outage, we were forced to sit back there in the dark and talk. And I just kept talking to her and kept talking to her until finally she relaxed. And she came out, and they had a spotlight over her because the fire company helped us with some power that night. Man, it was hot in there.
Yeah.
It was, and she did a magnificent
Wonderful
job.
job.
God used her.
Yeah.
And from that day forward, she called me her brother.
Yeah.
From that day.
Because from all of the stuff she went through with male preachers.
Yeah, man. She was looking for me to treat her like we hadn't invited her.
Yeah.
Which, that happens to men too.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Because like, why you invite me?
I've gone places where I wondered, well, why'd you invite me?
Yeah. Yeah. And that, to me, I understand where that comes from. From your standpoint, like her standpoint.
Yeah.
But it's good that God gives you another viewpoint, so you're not stuck in everybody's like
Absolutely.
this.
But she was slow to thaw out that first time. I mean, she was slow.
Yeah.
And we were back there in that
was a
office
long time.
like 45, 50 minutes.
Long time.
And then we got the power set up, and I said, "You ready?" And she was like, "Okay, bro."
Yeah.
And we went on. I pastored her to death. Pastor. You know, because I wanted to know you're in a safe place.
Yeah.
And we were if ever we saw each other in the airport, we were straight to each other.
Yep. Good. And nobody left that night.
No.
Everybody stayed
Absolutely.
in the church.
Absolutely.
Waited for her to come out.
Absolutely.
And she preached. And I've been on YouTube just looking at some old videos. She's at Hinton's church and a few other people.
Yeah, man.
That woman of God was.
Yeah, man.
Who she was.
Barbara was something else.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
We digress. No, we progress.
Right.
So, how did George Santos ever get elected when it appears as though the party in New York didn't do any background on him at all? Because how could he have gotten that far to even run effectively if they had vetted him like they vet so many other people?
Yep. How was it? I think part of, if I remember correct, I'm going to go back and make sure. They redistrict part of New York.
Okay.
So now they have more Congress people in certain places. And no, you don't need a whole lot of people to vote for you because now it's just a certain section.
Right.
I think that's how he got in.
Okay. But now I understand his constituents don't want him
Yeah.
because they found out they were voting for someone that they didn't know.
Yes. They just go right to Republican, Democrat, and never research to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device. Won't you please like, subscribe, share, invite as many people on your feed as possible to join us for this conversation as we talk about, of course, faith and politics and sports and culture, major events regionally, locally, nationally, internationally that impact us, but always seeking to give some wisdom, add some wisdom to your conversation with us from a kingdom perspective. 866-743-8267. Let's go to Robin. Hey, Robin, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How are you this morning?
What's going on? You're being so pleasant today. What's going on?
I know.
She wants
That's because I'm talking to my bishop, my spiritual father,
Okay.
and my brother right there,
Okay.
Pastor Nick.
Okay.
Good morning, Pastor Nick.
Good morning.
What's
How y'all
happening?
doing?
All right, man. How you?
Good, good. First, I wanted to say, always got to comment on your messages.
Okay.
Bible study message,
Did you get it?
awesome. Yes, yes. I know that's the last piece of the body language.
I believe so.
Yeah, but you have to these messages. You really have to watch them more than once.
Okay.
You got to go back online and watch more.
Slow
Now,
walk.
Sunday message.
Wednesday was a slow walk.
I'm here. I'm online with Bishop.
We're going on a stroll.
Just hold on, y'all.
Going on a stroll.
It's Robin. I'm already on.
I couldn't rush it.
Right.
Couldn't rush it, man.
Sorry. Great, Robin. Sorry.
Oh,
Okay, do you have a comment?
yes. This is Robin.
Crystal, we
She's-
can hear you.
She's on already, Robin. I mean, Crystal.
Yeah, I'm on, Crystal.
So, Robin, what's your question?
Okay,
What's your
hold on.
comment
He would
today?
like to hear that from you.
So what's your comment today, Robin? Robin? Okay, she cut somebody and Robin's gone.
Yeah.
Let's hold Robin.
Okay.
Good morning.
So this is Sharita.
Hi, Sharita. How are you?
I'm well. I just wanted to say that I really appreciate the book that you wrote, Healed Without Scars.
Well, God bless you. Thank you. When did you read it?
So I read it whenever you first wrote it, but now
Okay.
I'm reading it again.
Good. Is making more sense to you even this time?
Yes, sir, it is.
I'm glad it helps. If you could tell me how do you think, what's different between the first time you read it and now that you're reading it again? Is that you've come further in life? You think you've matured? What, you just have a greater understanding? Tell me what it is.
Oh, man. I think the pain that I'm experiencing now,
Yes?
it was definitely relevant whenever I read it, but it's really hitting home for me now.
Okay. Okay. I find it's funny how that book came about. My staff let me know a few years ago that I'd counseled over 40,000 people in the time that we've been pastoring. And a lot of those experiences in the book were because I used to travel a lot preaching around the country, sometimes out of the country. And these were conversations I was having with people in airports and sometimes on the plane. And, I'd get on the plane with my own book, not wanting to work, and end up having a counseling session sitting there on the way from one country to another, one destination to another. And that's how I got inspired that so many people would benefit from a conversation through a book, dealing with things that people deal with every day of their lives. You there, Sharita?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that last part?
Yeah, I don't know if I can remember if I
Right,
can. Well, what I said was in the conversations I was having as I was traveling, that was the seed for the book. And
Oh, yes, yes.
yeah.
I read that because there are
Yeah.
a couple of chapters where you talk about different people on the plane,
Mm-hmm.
and like you give an example of a lady, and she was heartbroken, and she'd started leading like a promiscuous lifestyle, and she was like this big corporate. I don't know if she was a CEO. I don't know her exact title, but like she starts crying as she is talking with you, and so it just really, really resonated with me, and I just wanted you to know that I really appreciate all that you do. I live in North Carolina.
Okay, which part?
And so I watch virtually from time to time, but
Okay.
I recognize how you pour into the lives of people each week, and I just wanted you to know that I appreciate what you do, and I appreciate the book that you wrote, and it's definitely being a blessing to me, and I wanted to tell you personally.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you be strong. And I hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you, sir. You have a blessed weekend.
God bless you now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It might be good to do some Heal Without Scars stuff. Because
Yeah.
it's a hurting world.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe some Sunday morning stuff, some Wednesday, something
Yeah.
to kind of,
Yeah.
even just snippets.
Maybe if I do some of that 10 at 10 stuff again.
Yeah.
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 I think that it's a conversation you have had a couple times, and at the risk of being redundant, it became even more profound to me yesterday. Both of us listen to Christian radio. Both of us listen to The Message. And I have watched a distinct recognition of people's issues in the change of the music they're playing. Before, it was basically everything's good,
Yep.
and I got this relationship with God. Now it's He won't leave me when I'm alone. He's there to heal my wounds. He's, so it's starting to sound like another version of black gospel music. But what I'm amazed by is that there were not many issues spoken of in Christian music, which I never understood. It's all Christian, but the non-black side of Christian music didn't talk about problems much. But I'm listening to song after song talking about storms, hurt feelings, rejection. So like you said a couple weeks ago, there's this sudden recognition that people are going through issues and they need to be addressed.
Life is, the life has come home, has hit certain people
Okay.
in certain groups.
Okay.
And now they're realizing no matter what, you're not above
Right.
certain
Right.
things.
Well, and maybe what was happening is that they just weren't talking about it.
Part of it was not talking about it, yeah. And the other part is now you start.
Yeah.
The new
They
generation.
weren't writing about it either.
Yeah. The new generation coming up, like, no, we got issues. We need to work on this.
Yeah. And like I said to the pastors, we were teaching on worship the other night, two sessions ago. I told them for every move of God, there appears to be new music to go along with that move. And perhaps, and because we're in this series, Why Won't You Let Me Bless You, perhaps some people are finally letting God into those intimate places in their lives. And that emotional thing is real for everybody.
Yeah. Look, the scriptures talk about
Absolute-
Psalms is all you delivered me. You helped me.
Absolutely.
I feel left alone. Where are you, God? It's
I don't know-
scriptural.
I don't know how they missed it.
Right. I think the extremes on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Black gospel is all
They
rough
done,
side of the
they
mountain.
done me wrong. Everybody hating on me.
Yeah. The other side, there is no problems.
I almost can't stand myself.
Right,
I need
right.
for me.
It's a middle ground. Do both.
Yeah. It's amazing. Let's see if we can't get Robin back. Robin, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Good.
I tell you, technology,
Yeah.
things happen. But what I was getting to is Sunday's message. The revelation when you had the people to come up and sit with you
Okay.
that either wanted to give their life to Christ, join the church. That reminded me of when Jesus was sitting with people.
Okay.
You know,
Oh, wow.
It really did. I was like, when you did that, I was like, God, you were just really doing something the last month of this year with our pastor.
Man, I didn't think of that.
Yes, that's what it reminded me of. As soon as I saw that, it came in my spirit. But I just want to thank you again, Bishop. You are just really helping me, a lot, and I really appreciate you. Oh, I wanted to also let you know the online members or those that can't, get to the building. I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were evangelizing people who wanted to actually join. They were saying, I wish I could join Bethany. And we helped them. They joined Connection Church.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Wonderful.
They was in other states, so I commend all those that was on there doing that with, that was beautiful.
Bible says, he that wins souls is wise.
Yes, it was a beautiful thing.
Yep.
But these two things, what do you feel about the drones that are talking to be used regarding trying to find criminals? And also, I don't know if you heard about the obituary scam that's going on.
What obituary scam?
It was in the news where people,
Come on.
like, when you put your name, your address, your phone number, people are going through the obituaries, calling people saying they're from the from the funeral home, and they're saying they need more money. So we got to be careful what we even put now in the obituary.
Wait a minute. Back up, Rob. So they calling the people who are mourning the departed?
Yes.
Yeah.
And saying they need more money?
From the funeral home, we need X, Y, and Z $500 extra to do blah 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 blah. And some people have fallen for it.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So it's like, call the funeral home directly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like.
Yeah.
Any opportunity at all. And I'm finding that what I've noticed during the past 20, 30 years, the new hustle is an indicator of how hard things are getting.
Yeah.
So people are becoming more inventive to find ways of getting things from folk they have not worked for, have not earned. And it's just an indication of how much stress there is out here. Because the thing about criminals is that whenever there's something new, they look at it differently than we do.
Yeah.
How do I exploit this? How can I get away with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Now, what about the drones? Wouldn't that be a privacy issue?
No, they've been having drones for a long time.
The use, they just didn't tell nobody.
Yeah, they got them up there, man.
Ain't no such thing as privacy.
Wow.
Come on now.
Wow.
They just can't have them fly up to your front porch and take a picture inside your window. But we got satellites watching us. What do you mean?
I know. They just had it on the news. I said, oh, I didn't know they was even, doing that. I guess I wasn't just,
Because watch this. I'm not as technological as you and Pastor Nick. But I've got sense enough to know that when I was working for the Turnpike, and they give you the thing in the window.
Yeah.
Most people think it's just for your state. They can track you clean across the
Oh
country.
yeah, go ahead, because you're gonna use it all through.
Yeah, they can track you clean across. You got it on in your car. They know where you are. They can find you.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
know,
see-
that's true, Bishop.
The people, crazy people talking about if you get the vaccine, they're putting a tracker inside of you.
Come on,
You
now.
got your cell phone in your hand. They tracking you with this. I'm like, come on, y'all.
you bought the tracker.
bought the tracker.
Oh,
And
God.
I still believe
That's why you got to be
Yeah.
careful
you
where
turn
you are.
all
what
that
you're
stuff off on
doing.
your phone.
Yeah.
They still find ways to circumvent that.
Well, yeah.
And
Well,
Yeah, come on,
Well, you know, we've had situations where years ago, where maybe one of our teams was missing, and they thought they were hiding out in the southern part of the state, and we pulled some levers, got prosecutor involved, and they called the police, and the police did some kind of thing, and as soon as the phone was flipped on, no matter how quick it was, boop,
oh, yep, right there.
and they went down to the house and said,
Yeah.
"You need to come out of there."
Yep.
Wow. Well, I'm going to leave this with you, Pastor Nick,
Yes, ma'am.
since you and I are football fans. Deshaun Jackson is going to be the captain for Sunday. He's retiring. He looks good. He told his story.
He's
I don't know
still
if I
fast.
shared it with you. And the game Sunday with the Bills, oh, my gosh. That was a good game. I thought we was going to lose. But what do you think about the Eagles going forward, getting to the Super Bowl? I think because they're not doing good the first two quarters, but it seems like when they come back halftime, it's something different.
Here's going to be my dilemma
Okay.
with the Eagles.
Yep.
When you play a team
Yep.
that can score, if you're like they've been down the first half just about every game, and
Really?
they find a way to come back.
Really?
They find a way to win.
Okay.
But to me, in big games,
You get out ahead of you.
winning ugly is
Yeah.
not the best.
No.
So they're like the 49ers, the team that can match them on both sides of the ball.
Right.
They're going to have to keep pace with them
Right from the gate.
from the gate. Not saying they can't come back, but it's going to be a little difficult.
It's tougher,
Yeah.
especially if you're playing against a team that's as good
Yes.
as you are, or maybe even slightly better.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, my hope is
Because that coming back fails. Okay.
It
fails,
does, yeah.
it fails.
Yeah. Winning ugly is good, but also not a good strategy for the
Now,
year.
what do
It
they
just-
call winning ugly? Because I watched a little Kansas City game, and I didn't see. Kansas City's a good team.
Yeah, winning ugly is like, for instance, the Bills game.
Okay.
The defense gave up over 500 yards on offense to the
Okay.
Bills.
Okay.
Most teams, if they give up that many yards, do not win the game.
Sure.
So they played horrible. Even Jalen said, I played terrible the first half.
Okay.
But the second half, they found a way to make some stuff. And then some luck happened, some drop balls from the Bills. And
Okay.
So winning ugly is we didn't play well, but we still won.
I haven't been watching much this year.
Yeah.
Who's Deshaun Jackson playing for now?
Well, he's retired. He hasn't played in a couple
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he had retired a long time ago.
No, he was playing for like the Raiders and the Bills, I think.
Yeah, he's coming back to retire as an Eagle
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made him the captain.
Yeah.
But his story on Twitter, when he was talking about his father, that really touched me because he was saying, all the mistakes that he made, a lot of bad choices, it helped him to grow. And I thought about some of your messages.
Yeah.
How you say it's not too late for us to grow and learn from our mistakes. But
Do
his
you-
message was really, really good. touching.
Pastor Nick, do you remember when his mom and a few other people came to Paragon?
I remember hearing about it. I don't think I
Yeah,
remember.
it's when we were in this building because they came back and fellowship with us afterwards. But yeah, they were here. His mom and everybody was
Yeah.
here.
Wow.
But I haven't seen Deshaun since Gary played for his wedding.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was going to stay, but Chip Kelly got rid of him because he didn't like his dad. That was a whole debacle.
Yeah.
That was, even Tamara don't even watch football. She said, Mom, yeah, he did mess up the team. And he did.
Well, here's the thing. It's just like with the quarterback for the Eagles. What's his name? Jalen. I think that Saban didn't like him because he was too laid back emotionally. A lot of people, well, I'll say it this way. When I was in corporate America, a lot of people misread my pensiveness for lack of involvement. But I was listening, and I'm trying to calculate, and because I didn't react boisterously, they thought I was disconnected. I always end up doing the job,
Yeah.
but they wanted to see some kind of,
Passion.
they wanted it to be here, not in my performance, but
Right.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I you know, the guy doesn't react to much.
He's ice cold, man.
Yeah.
But he's
He
had
came
to
out and got
be.
that touchdown. I was like,
Yeah.
He's had to be.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Bradley laughing a lot on the sidelines.
No.
You know, who determines what?
Yeah, I know.
Thank you, Robin.
all right, y'all have a blessed one. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right,
See you
bye-bye. Danny.
Good morning. How you doing, Bishop?
Hey, man, how
Morning.
are you?
All right, Pastor Nick, staff, how's everyone?
Everybody's doing good. We better now that we hear from you, bro. What's going on? Talk to me.
Oh, well, we had a bit of a change in the weather. We dipped down into the 50s. So,
Oh, my.
yeah, it was some excitement about that. Where it was
Did Mama pull out her boots and her fur?
and a sweater. Yeah.
She pulled out those boots, though, didn't she?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Oh, Lord.
But I just
Unbelievable.
wanted to comment on two things that you were talking about. Music. We have to be careful about things that we listen to and things that we sing about and sing along with, you know, and what have you. Because sometimes songs can be a little bit misleading. And something that a pastor said to us one time when I was participating in the choir, we have to be careful what we sing about. There was a song, I don't know if you remember it, Pastor Bishop, that it's hard to get along. And he would not let us sing that. We were wondering why.
It's hard to get
He
along.
said, I don't want you to get to a message to the congregation that you're singing the blues.
Okay.
We're supposed to be lifting them up.
Okay.
Not bringing them down. And, you know, that's one thing. The other thing is that Pastor Nick, you were there last week when we were talking about football. I didn't want to talk about football, but we went into it. We talked about it. And what have you. The things that some of the fans were complaining about, a lot of fans would be happy to have that situation wherein that you have a winning team, and if they don't win in a certain style or a certain way, they complain about it. I don't understand that, you know?
I think the thing with the Eagles, like first off, Philadelphia Eagle fans are passionate.
Oh, you call it passionate?
Absolutely
They're
passionate.
insane.
I know it, and I love it. Will boo if they do bad.
Horrible.
I think because the expectation is here's what.
Okay.
Last year, the Eagles' offense was fluid.
Okay.
This year, they've been struggling the whole year.
Why do you think so?
Part of it, I think, is Jalen's hurt. That's number
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Number two, they have a new offensive coordinator.
Okay.
So they're still learning to make some adjustments. Again, they're finding a way to win.
Now,
And-
let me ask you a football
Yeah.
question. You said they were flowing last year.
Yes. They were clicking.
So that meant they had a wonderful offensive coordinator.
Yes.
Why didn't they keep him?
He's the new head coach at the Colts. He got
That
it.
doesn't answer my question. Why didn't they keep him?
Because the Colts offered more money, so he left and went.
Okay, so there's only so far we'll go financially to pay an assistant coach.
Oh yeah, they're not going to pay head coach money for an assistant.
Okay.
And the Eagles lost both their offensive and defensive coordinators last year, so they have new ones this year. So what you're seeing is that
Getting used to another system.
system, and it takes time. So you're celebrating the winning.
Yeah.
It's like, for instance, for us, if we're preaching
Yeah.
and we see we did good here, we're also going to analyze the mistakes we made.
Absolutely.
And try to fix them.
Absolutely.
The problem is, if after the 10th week I'm not fixing this issue, something's wrong.
Absolutely.
That's all. So it's not like you're harping.
Yeah.
It's just we need to make some adjustments.
Yep.
That's all. Because winning does cloud a lot of faults.
Oh, absolutely.
And you'll excuse it because you're winning
Oh, yeah.
until it catches up with
Oh,
you
yeah. Oh, yeah.
and bites you in the butt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the other thing, Pastor Nick, is that people, I noticed that the fans in that area, they complain because they said they don't like that slow down game, running and what have you. As you said before, they wanted that passing, dropping the bomb and what have you. But I would like to have the team such if they need 1 yard and they can get that 1 yard, and they give you, like our old coach used to say, give me 5 yards in a cloud of dust.
Right.
Philly will give you that.
I don't remember hearing that.
Guaranteed.
If
If they need 1 yard, they could go.
Oh, they're going to get it.
Yeah, they're known
They gonna
for
get
like,
the 1
they
yard.
say they're known for like, if it's 4th and 1,
Yeah,
they're going for it.
You're going for it. Yeah, there's no question when it's 4th and 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if I'm the defense, I know what you're going to run, but I can't stop it.
Yeah.
That's that Lombardi thing.
Yeah.
That Lombardi thing. Like, he was like,
Yeah.
he didn't try to cover his mouth. He didn't.
Yeah. Just go.
If
Stop
you guys execute the play, we're going to run it anyway.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. I know the Philadelphia fan base is rabid.
Yes. Yes.
We are insane.
Yeah.
But it's passion
Yeah.
It-
And crazy.
and crazy. It
Yeah.
fits the city.
It does?
It does.
Okay.
You know, it's a reflection of.
I was born there.
I know, but look at Philadelphia. I mean,
Oh, Lord.
look at it now. It's
Yeah,
it's
no.
insanity.
Oh, no.
Did you know Philly's banning on the side? They're banning the ski masks
At the games?
anywhere in public buildings because they're dressing in the ski masks to like steal and do all that.
I heard.
Yeah, they just did it. I think yesterday
Okay.
Wow.
because the kids are wearing the ski masks
And then they're robbing people.
and they're robbing places and just.
But
We
the
just
other thing is that,
won't do
I
the
know,
right
just it. I know.
The other thing is what, Danny?
I'm in this, just something that has come over me of being grateful or
Yeah.
thankful
Yes,
for
sir.
things that I have. You know, that people are, well, I got to have this, I got to have that. But, you know, when I wake up or go to bed at night, be thankful for that, you know. And it's just so, it's a good feeling. And I look around, I see the world, wars going on, these different things. I take a different outlook and see things.
Sure.
And then,
Sure.
yeah. And the people just going crazy with guns and things like, thank you, Lord, I made it back home. I'm glad, you know, and thank you for my neighbors and what have you, different things like that. So it's not big things or billions of dollars or stuff like that, because you could have $1 billion and you still get sick, you know.
You know, I
So-
think anyone who has, and I'm not trying to imply that everyone has to have your experience to be appreciative or have gratitude, but for someone who has fought a war and come home, I think that reprioritizes a whole lot of stuff in your life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when people have tried to kill you and you survive, somebody not liking you doesn't bother you that much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, you know, so when we prayed for our veterans a couple weeks ago, I just felt like,
Thank you.
you know,
Thank you so
that
much.
you know, here's people that have seen things we haven't seen, and they're walking around.
Yeah.
Every time I do one of those prayers, I'm looking at people like, okay, you guys got paid to go fight for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing to me.
It is.
And the stuff they've seen
Yeah.
has to be affecting.
Mm-hmm.
But God has delivered them, and they've got a sound mind,
Yeah.
you know? Now, I'm not sure Sister Nanny would agree with me on that last part.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing about it is that she loves you all, and our aim is that soon as the situation permits, we want to make it up there. We have to, you know, just we're going to drive up or whatever to see you all. You know,
Look
we
forward
wanna do
to
that.
it.
Yeah.
And we love it when you come to Florida. You know,
Yeah.
to see you and
Yeah.
what have you. It's just I was like it reminded me of the story of the Bible when they had men that were sent out to view Jesus and witness him preaching and what
Yeah,
have you.
yeah.
And the report, well, I've never seen a man. And that's what the situation. And I know God was in the plan, because without prolonging time, that I went to see you. I'd never seen you. I didn't know you, but I did hear you and what have you. And I saw you once on TV. I said, well, I got to go and see that man.
Mm-hmm.
And then my report was that when I went to get on the elevator, what is the chances of me getting on the elevator with Bishop?
Mm-hmm.
And he was there. And he was so kind and so approachable. You know, you see people of that stature, they're not approachable, you know. And he was just like
It's horrible.
It is.
yeah. And my
It's
report
horrible.
was, I've never seen a man. That was so good.
Thank you, Danny.
Okay, Bishop, thank you.
Tell my daughter I said hello, all right?
Bless you, man.
All right.
Talk to you
Thank
soon
you
then.
again.
Bye-bye.
All right.
I remember that time we were walking through the airport, and it may have been the first time we went somewhere together. And I'm walking through, and I'm stopping, talking.
Oh, we're at the conference, yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about, just give me your coat.
Yeah, right. Because he was carrying stuff around. Just go ahead and have fun. Just
we can't walk 6 feet, man.
Right.
Taking pictures, kissing babies. It was funny, man.
But it was a shame that people were shocked
Yep.
and surprised
Yeah.
that a preacher was walking around
Yeah.
like an attendee rather
Yeah.
than,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Some kind of big lahaf.
Yeah. Sorry.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Who we going to? Tom, or was it Scott?
I think Scott was
Scott
first.
was first.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Good, Bishop Evans, Pastor Nick. How you guys
Scott.
doing today?
Doing
up?
good, man. Good to hear from you.
Good. Always good to talk to you guys. Real quick, I know you got to get out of there. You guys were talking, and I was actually going to talk about like with the cancer stuff. Now, I know both you guys, especially Pastor Nick, until doing your research on your computer. Is it ironic that this African doctor supposedly had cure for cancer, but he was found dead after they found out that he had the cure? Did you guys remember anything about? I remember hearing something about that.
Sabidi.
Yo, Sebi?
Sebi?
Yeah, Sebi.
Sounds like something like that.
You talking about
Yeah.
him?
Yeah.
Just what you were saying, pharmaceutical. It was ironic that after he came out, that he had the cure, that he was found dead. That, like you said, the pharmaceutical people, it's just a reviving money thing. They have cure. All this research we have in money, but you can't find a cure for cancer. It's been around for a long time. But that's my question. It's strange how, to me, that he was found dead after he came out and said he had a cure for cancer.
Well,
Do you think that's ironic or strange?
I don't think it's strange at all, because I know I have a spiritual son who works in the industry who told me that in the, I'll call it the library, at his company, one of the companies that he worked for, that there was tons of proven research about natural things that can cure or kill cancer. And he said they have it and put it on the shelf because they won't use it because it'll impact the amount of money they make.
Okay.
Because you can't put a patent on fruit.
Right.
And there's no money in the cure, as they say.
No, there's no money in the cure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it comes down to dollars, man.
Okay. It's a shame. It's like you and Pastor Nick were saying.
Yeah.
All these cancer, brain cancer.
Everything, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The brain cancer thing, they said like 3 or 4 of the Phillies. If you guys remember, a guy named Darren Dalton played on the 90.
Yep.
They said that turf, the Veterans Stadium, because of the heat and everything, it's really a thing now. Like 3 or 4 of the players, Vukovic, one of the former players, coach, and 2 other guys. But yeah, they said that turf, and they said, why not football? See, we both know it's hot in the summertime, of course. That turf, and may not have caused it when the Eagles played wherever else in the cold weather. It's a shame that doctor had that cure, and he was.
Well, there's no money in a cure.
Okay. You're right. Let's sum that up.
Yeah, man. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. Tom. Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick.
Hey, man.
I know only got a little bit of time.
Yeah, we only got 3 minutes.
Bishop, 2 things. One was Sandra Day O'Connor. I saw a piece on her last night where she said she had been so brainwashed that she had to convince herself she was worthy of the Supreme Court.
Wow.
And the other thing was Santos. 115 Republicans voted to keep him in.
Wow.
I mean, considering that, I'm glad the ones that came up, I think it was like 101 or 102 that voted him out.
Yeah.
So still a good majority of Republicans were going to let slide what happened.
Amazing, isn't it?
You know what's crazy?
It's
This could be comparison. Al Franken was basically kicked out of Congress because of a picture that was taken years before he was in Congress.
Right.
They tried to get rid of him with the quickness.
Yes.
Santos does all this illegal stuff, and it's this delay
Present.
Yeah.
Yes.
Presently, just
nothing.
And didn't stop.
I don't get it.
Still-
He's still doing it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
All right, man.
just
You all right, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
All
The weather here, got a little cold, in the 50s. But, other than that.
We're really praying for you, Tom.
It's only going to get up to 82 today.
Really praying for you, man. Want the Lord to keep you warm, okay?
Right.
Tom, we got to go,
All
man.
right.
Talk to you.
Take care.
Bye-bye. We had Anisha from California. Is she still there? Anisha, is that you?
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you? Welcome to On Point.
Hi, how you doing, Bishop?
Doing fine. We got about a minute, girl. What you doing?
I'm not doing nothing. Just sitting here, trying to get ready for church tomorrow and stuff. I'm not perfect, though. I used to watch you, Bishop, but I've been going to another church now.
Okay, that's good.
And, I used to send my dad at your service every Sunday, but now he's in jail facing first-degree murder, and he needs to be saved, Bishop.
Wow.
His name is Anthony Huff. I want you to pray for him, Bishop.
What's his name?
Anthony Huff.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on. He lost his apartment. He lost everything, Bishop. He was, doing the devil's work, so,
Yeah. What part of California are you living in now?
I live in Fresno.
Fresno. Okay.
Yes.
Call us back during the regular time so we have time to talk to you, okay?
Okay, I love you, Bishop.
All right.
Huh?
I said, good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you, too.
All right. Talk to you soon now.
Okay, God bless you.
Bye-bye. This has been On Point, and we are coming up on another Sunday, first Sunday,
Yes.
which is a great time of celebration here at our church. So we have our virtual service at 8, we have our live service at 11, and we have another live service at 6. You do not want to miss our in-person services. We're having an incredible time in the Lord. Our midweek service at noon and 7 p.m., you're going to enjoy both of those. We no longer require COVID vaccinations to come to our service. We are checking temperatures and all just to make sure everybody's safe. And of course, around this holiday time, we've already heard of some people that have come down, families have come down with COVID, so you need to be careful. Our Christmas drive is underway. We need new unwrapped toys, new hats, gloves, and scarves. You can either donate it to Catch the Fire, CTF, or you can drop those things by the church if you're local. If not, send the money in and we'll go out and purchase the items that we need. We want to help thousands of children, bless them with thousands of items this year. If you're interested in receiving our news updates, text BBC News to 28950. If you're interested in devotional messages during the week, which are really helpful, BBC Elevate to 28950. BBC Elevate to 28950. News, BBC News to 28950. Prayer requests, we love praying with you. Email all your prayer requests to social@go2bethany.com. And we want you to subscribe to our David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube, and also our podcast platforms, DGEMS and On Point. Those are our podcast platforms. Great discussions. Well, we're getting ready for another great Sunday. I want you to stay strong and stay safe. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. And remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time on Point.